talking about motivation, meditation, inspiration. If it's not one of the three, I don't want it. Um, it's been a while since I've been on here. It's been a moment that I took a moment to let the mind heal, to let the experiences decompress. And sometimes we need that time to decompress our mind, to decompress our ability inside of who we are, and to start to believe in ourselves. When you're going through challenges, when you're facing off against things, always seek out the positive through those challenges. Because ultimately those challenges, they're there to assist you in the process of growth. They're there to allow you to find the mentality. When we are little, we learn our bearings, right, left, bottom, top. But do we truly understand where we are? Do we start to find the map that helps us to grow, that helps us to start to utilize the skills per se that we have inside of ourselves? No matter your challenges, what matters is what your mentality is, where your mentality is, and what you're utilizing your mentality for. And one of the biggest blessings that we can have in this life is to start to build a roadmap, to build a way to overcome challenges, to build a way to believe in ourselves and to believe in our ability. And so I just want to start sharing that with you. I want you to start to see your value, to see your growth in such a way that you start to find your map. And a lot of people lose focus, and we allow a lot of things into our being, into our presence, and into our vibration. But do you spend a little bit of time recognizing your own process, recognizing the ability to allow those type of things that are not meant for you to leave your life, so that the things, the blessings, the people that are going to come into your life have that ability? And one of the hardest places is when we allow the things that are not meant for us to go. And it is very difficult because in society it's built that we hold on to things. As we allow the process of being to grow, the process of mentality within oneself to have that form of a place, we start to recognize that there is more to this journey. And one of the things that reminds me of that journey is when challenges come our way. Because a lot of times you don't see what you're going through in the challenge. You only see the challenge that you're facing off against. But if you find the ability inside of yourself to start to focus through those challenges, you'll find out that they start to become quite small. And the more you do that, the more you have the ability to find the lesson in those challenges, the lesson in yourself and in your purpose. And so how do we start to write our own roadmaps? How do we start to utilize the things that we go through, the places that we go, so that way we're able to accept our journey? And one of those places that I utilize is energy work. It's the ability to understand our own energy. It's the ability to use the energy that one has inside of themselves in such a way that the challenges no longer have the ability to be greater than you are. And when you start to do that, when you start to truly spend some time on yourself, you start to realize that when we're not spending any time on ourselves and we're not allowing that place of self-study to grow, that a lot of other areas don't grow. that if you spend a little bit of time on yourself every day, if you spend a little bit of time in your mentality, if you spend a little bit of time in your ability, if you spend a little bit of time doing the things that manifest in your life, greatness comes out. And when you start to look at what makes you yours, what makes you who you are inside, that is where your compass will come from. And as I'm sitting out here doing motivational videos, speaking about focused knowledge and discipline, I just want you to recognize that we all grow. We all grow together. That this channel, these messages, it's for you. It's for us all to sit down and to look at the ability to grow. And as a 4-year-old wrote this, right, top, bottom, it reminds you that no matter where you are, what age you are, what mentality you have, you could always utilize the skills that you have inside. And one of those skills that has at least helped me out is to sit down and to do breath work, to sit down and to observe, would you say, the challenges, to allow the process of those challenges to assist in the process of growth. And in many ways, it has in the professional aspect, in the aspect within oneself where focus comes from the process to the ability. And what is your mentality asking of you? What is your mindset? Is your mindset in a place where growth comes from? You know, and when you seek out and you look back at your life, you look back at the challenges you faced off against, do you ask yourself, could I do things better? And how can I prepare myself for the future? How can I use the tools from observation of knowledge to overcome the challenges that I'm facing off against on a daily basis? How can I use that for the process of being myself, for being who you are inside? And ultimately, if you find yourself in a place where people are around you too many days in a row that is not with your bearing, it is ultimately up to you to seek out inside of yourself the answers, to seek out inside of yourself the process of your life's journey, the process of your being, the process of what it means to be you. And so, how can that assist on a daily? When you are utilizing your level of focus, when you're utilizing your purpose within who you are, when you're sitting down and you're utilizing your being, a lot of things start to change. The things that start to change is that you will find yourself starting to become more organized. You will start to find yourself becoming more of who you are, what it means to be yourself, what it means to use your gifts, to use your talents. And when you start to do this, when you start to use your talents, when you start to use your gifts, it ultimately opens you up for blessings to come in your direction. See, understanding universal law, understanding that a lot of us learn how to go through ceilings, income, etc. Do we learn truly how to break down walls? Do we learn how to observe things and to enjoy the process and to ultimately become part of that process within who we are? Do we stop ourselves at the point where growth comes in? Is the ultimate question that I'm asking you guys out there. Or do you find yourself using tools like writing things down, like speaking things out, like utilizing the parts inside of yourself that will ultimately open you up to being who you are, to being that person inside of yourself that is you? And so it's amazing, when I watch other content creators, when I watch other content creators who are doing the simplicity and utilizing the focus and the knowledge to the point of discipline. See, allow the process to be a part of it. Allow the process to have its place, to have its journey, to have its purpose. And in that process, you will find yourself. In that process, you will find the answers within who you are. And, it takes sometimes time to sit back and observe. It takes time to allow the process within oneself to absorb the understanding, to absorb the challenges, the mentality, the ability inside of oneself. And so each day that we put that kind of time and place into practice, into purpose, is a blessing. And, it is amazing the challenges that you can overcome when you start to understand that you are part of this great journey, that your journey has a purpose, that your place inside of who you are is a blessing. And a lot of people forget about their own blessing. They forget about their own purpose. And when you forget about who you are inside, you ultimately forget about all the lessons that you learned. You forget about what it means to be yourself. When we have handicaps or things that are put in our place or put in our way, it's not meant to stop you. It's meant to teach you how to overcome those challenges. It's meant to teach you how to utilize your gifts, to utilize your abilities, and to allow those things that aren't meant for you to move out of your direction. Understanding universal knowledge, understanding that knowledge is within you and that it is already sufficient, that the ability to learn and to focus, it's within the degree of your being, right? A lot of people, they forget how many years they've been on this planet. They forget the lessons that they learn until they have such a degree that they can't ignore that you've been through these challenges. When your challenges become a part of your daily practice, that you're going to face off against challenges no matter what you seek. When you start to focus to that point where the challenges are starting to be overcome. When you start to focus to that point where you're able to enable your mind, when you're able to enable your purpose, your challenges, your being, your exact journey has a purpose. And that's what sets one aside, is the person who's not willing to stop even when everything is facing off against them, right? It's the amazing journey that we have, the amazing process that will assist you to becoming yourself, to becoming who you are within. And it's inside of that essence of mastery that you don't need to compare yourself to anybody else, that your degree becomes a true degree. It becomes a degree of knowledge. It becomes a degree of purpose. It becomes a degree of understanding that these challenges that you face off against on a daily basis, they're meant for you. And sometimes it will be in such a place that your discipline will be tested. Your discipline in sales, in your professions, in your companionships, in your homes will be tested. How skilled are you at your mind becoming the true strength, at your mind having that place of vibration where you can overcome your challenges? See, as I sit here in front of you, I recognize that it's amazing that it might just be one person who hears this message and it uplifts that person. It brings that person closer to just the ability to pick up a pen or to pick up a book, to read, to learn to study oneself, to study one's purpose, to study one's journey is quite liberating. You know, I use multiple tools to do that. I have a sauna and a steam room. I have meditation books. But ultimately, it's up to the person who's willing to sit down and take in the knowledge, to take in that part of oneself where true growth comes from, where true purpose comes to play. And so, are we able to do that? Are we able to believe in ourselves, believe in our purpose, our challenges, and our blessings? And so, what does it mean to be you? You know, I want to throw out a true challenge for those of you out there. I want to throw out a true process for all of you out there. I want to throw out something that a lot of people would not challenge. What does it mean to be you? I loved in the comments there, if you could share your care, if you could share your what it means to be you. And a lot of people, you know, they don't sit down and they don't spend that kind of time on their story. They don't spend that kind of time in that space within themselves where it can be jacked up. And they don't sit down and look at what it means to be yourself, what it means to truly be who you are within. And so I want to challenge those of you out there to spend some time inside of yourself, to hear this message and to ask yourself the question is what I'm talking about. Is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? Are you focused to that point where your challenges start to be overcome? Is your knowledge inside that point? Is your discipline in such a place that no matter the challenges, the people that come up against you, your process is greater than those challenges? See, I left a sales job off of morals, okay? The ability to understand this is amazing. You know, it's like, ask yourself truly what it means to be you, what it means to be who you are within yourself. If you can live with that part of yourself, if you can live with that part of your being, if you can get to that place of discipline where no matter your challenges, you're so focused on your journey that no matter the challenges you face off against, the results will show themselves. That's when you get to the place of discipline. That's when you start to see change come on a daily basis, when your challenges start to become a part of your enjoying the process and part of your enjoying this part of yourself. And so a lot of times we look at ourselves like, well, I couldn't do something about that, right? Well, when I was faced off against that, I said, look, who I am inside is greater than the challenges that we face off against on the outside. What it means to be who you are. What does it truly mean inside of yourself? When it's brought down to the core, when the knowledge, the simplicity, when all of those things are not there around you, who are you? And it's inside of that space that we got to seek out our being. We got to seek out our ability to overcome challenges. And it's from within that place where you can dig deep inside and you can start to master your mentality. You can master your focus. You can master your discipline. And inside of that place, you can become greater than the challenges that you have around you. So what does it mean to do something? It means to sit down and to look at how you can overcome those challenges with the abilities you have. Not the ones you don't have, okay? The abilities that you do have. The abilities, the skills, the challenges that you face off against. What does it take for you to answer that question? What does it take for you to put yourself inside of a place where you hold you accountable, where you become the catalyst of your life, where the clay is formed by the level of focus that you have, by the level of mentality that you're able to utilize. And so when I was tested in that, I looked within and I said, no matter the challenge, I understand. The purpose is to be yourself, that what is meant for you will come in your direction. What is meant for you is that the ability to understand that matter is a vibration, that matter is able to morph and it's able to become a part of your vibration, that your vibration, your mental ability, your ability to enable the mind to that point where the challenges are no longer. See, they didn't think I could leave until my mentality vibrated in such a way that you're uplifting other people. See, what does it mean to be you is the question that I'm throwing out there. What does it mean to be who you are within? Does that mean more to you than what's going on around you? And that's the type of questions we got to start asking ourselves. We got to start asking ourselves what it means to be yourself. How can you grow from that place inside of who you are to where the external becomes a discipline? You know, I'm sitting here looking as my sauna is heating up, as my sauna is getting ready to go, as I'm getting ready to go sit inside that sauna at 120 degrees in an infrared sauna. And I'm reminded that discipline is a process. It's an ability inside of oneself to grow. It's an ability inside of oneself to be who you are. And a lot of times we stop ourselves before our dreams mature because we don't take the time to sit back and observe. We don't take the time to sit down and say to ourselves, this is going to happen. This is how this is going to happen. This is what's going to happen and how I'm going to do it. We seek it out outside of who we are. And at a certain point, the truth inside of who you are opens up. It finds its way to you. Ultimately, your challenges become a part of your process. Whether you seek them in positive or negative forces, that's up to you. It's up to you to look at how those challenges can help you to grow. See, if you can yet but enjoy the growth through your challenges, if you can enjoy the growth inside of your challenges, then you can learn to master the things around you. And you can learn to become a mastermind of your being, a mastermind of your purpose. And the simplicity to sit down, the thing that makes me really enjoy to sit down and do meditation is that it's for nobody else. It's just a minute, an hour of time where you go inwards, where you sit down with who you are inside. And no matter the challenges you're facing off against, what ends up ultimately happening is you find yourself. See, the amazing part to me about meditation is that it's a discipline. It means that you can work at it. It means that you can spend the time on the breath work inside. A lot of people forget that utilizing the disciplines within ourselves is already there. It's already there. It's up to you to find the way to be honest with yourself, to find the way inside of who you are to overcome your challenges, to find the way inside of who you are to believe in yourself, to believe in your purpose and your journey. Because a lot of people, they let somebody else put a finger in their face and say, you can't do it. You can't achieve it. You can't overcome your challenges. You can't find a way to believe in yourself. And it's inside of focusing on that person inside of yourself that those type of fears leave. It's inside of focusing on yourself that you can hear this message and it can ultimately bring growth inside of who you are. So my question for you is, are you able to manifest from that place? Are you able to seek a place of understanding from within who you are? Are you able to not allow the challenges that you face off against to overcome you? Is this lesson something that you enjoy? Is it something that you might be able to share with others, that your mentality might vibrate, that your mentality might open you up to the process of being who you are? See, I took some time to understand this. It took some time to ask oneself, what does it mean? If we can yet but allow the people that aren't meant for us to leave our lives, then yet the people that are meant for us have the ability to fill that space. And it's in that process of allowing you to be yourself that those things will leave on their own. Those things that aren't meant for you will find their own journey's path. And your path is important. Your journey is important. Your purpose is important. It's up to you to ultimately find it. It's up to you to ultimately ask yourself what it means to be you. And so, as I ask myself this question every day, is what I'm doing today, is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? I just want you to realize that you're important. I want you to realize that you have skills to the degree of your purpose. You have skills to the degree of your life, that your life's journey is yet but lessons that help you to grow. It's something that will teach you. It will bring you closer to the time and the process that is for you, the things that are ultimately meant for you. And so, as I get ready to close this podcast and YouTube for the day, and I get ready to head into that sauna, do what makes you grow. Blessings, blessings as always, and namaste.